Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. My name is AJ Reygadas, and my best friend is
B. LaBruta, Brittany LaBruta.
B. LaBruta, DJ Lil B. So I want to say first off, thank you for tuning in, and please like and share. Also, we're now on YouTube, so please make sure that if you're following us on YouTube, to share, to like, to subscribe. We really want to try pushing this podcast, and so this is our third episode. I think that we got some good stuff that we're going to go over today. So first off, I see that there's currently 29 people live watching. I appreciate all of you.
I see 28.
I'm going to do my... 28. It went down. It went down. You logged out.
Sorry.
That's probably what it was. But yeah, so we're gonna do. I'm focusing on, just so y'all know, because I love the feedback that I get, the constructive criticism that I get. I'm focusing on taking that in and working on and adjusting to what I could be doing better on the podcast. Obviously, that's one of the big reasons why I have my BFF back on the podcast. As after the first episode, everyone was saying, great job. It was a great show. It was a great podcast, great segment. And I was like, no, but be honest. Share me some truthful just feedback. Something that I can get better at.
Let me talk.
That was the problem. That was the biggest thing that I got back on feedback, was that I wasn't letting Brittany talk that much, or I was hijacking the podcast, or
it's all
I made her feel uncomfortable.
Oh man.
Apparently I made her did I make you feel uncomfortable?
That gold chain's making me feel uncomfortable right now.
I'm icy, bro.
Who are you?
I'm icy. But yeah, so no, I'm working on it. I'm working on getting better at this. It's my first time ever doing anything like this. So I assure you that I'm going to continue to get better as I get more comfortable. Don't really feel nervous. That's pretty cool, right? I don't really necessarily feel nervous at doing it, just more so excited. I get excited, But yeah, so...
Let's say good morning to some people online.
Yeah.
We got Mr. Arnold French
Yo,
with Academy
Arnold,
Mortgage.
what up, homie?
What's up? Belinda, good morning.
Christy, Jessica,
Maria Thatcher,
Donald, I see you.
Miss Haley Witt.
Yeah. Those are all my people. Those are all my people.
Rodriguez, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, all of you. So, guys, we were talking last night, and I'll be honest, I've maybe had like 2.5 hours of sleep. Just really thinking about everything that just happened yesterday. It's such a sad situation. It's an unfortunate situation where unfortunately, tragically, many lives were lost, many young human beings were lost, and it's really hard to do this podcast where we're going to talk about one of the purposes of doing this podcast. It's really hard to keep it fun and energetic and excited and high, just high, I would say not high performing, but high energy, right?
High energy.
And with what happened yesterday, it really, I know it's affecting a lot of us, almost all of us. It's affecting the whole nation, right? Just seeing the outpour of support, prayers, for those families that lost their young children, the teachers, it's really a sad situation. I had an opportunity to talk to my daughters, see my daughters yesterday, and hug and kiss them and talk to their mom. And we were going back and forth on just our thoughts on it. And it's just really, really a sad time right now. And so we want to make sure that we acknowledge that, making sure I actually want to read, as we know that it's being updated by the hour, of them releasing the names of those that we lost. But I just want to share the ones that they've actually... And
the pictures.
Yeah, the pictures, but also just the people that they've already identified. Eva Meirelles, who is a fourth grade teacher. Lydia M. Delgado, Eva Meirelles' aunt, confirmed that she had died in the attack at Robb Elementary School on Tuesday. Delgado said that Meirelles had been a teacher for 17 years and that she was an educator who took pride in teaching mostly students of Latino heritage. She was an avid hiker, very loved, and the life of the party. Irma Garcia, who was also a fourth grade teacher. Christian Garcia confirmed that his mother, Irma Garcia, was the second teacher killed. He said a friend in law enforcement who was at the scene in the school said he saw Irma in her classroom positioned with her body her body protecting her students. A Mary Jo Garza, age 9, fourth grader. Mary Jo Garza was in the 4th grade. Her father confirmed with NBC News that she had been killed. Xavier Lopez, age 10, 4th grader. Xavier 10 had been at an awards ceremony with his mother hours earlier before he was killed. Those are the names that they've released so far. That I know later on in the day they'll be releasing more names. As the parents are being notified. It's really sad. I have a 11-year-old and a 9-year-old daughter, and thankfully I get an opportunity to speak to them every morning. They live less than a mile away from me, and of course my now 17-year-old son. And it just hits different, as a parent, where you just, given the society that we're in today, giving that you just never know when it's someone's time, and you never know if that's the last kiss, the last hug, the last I love you that you'll be able to share with your child. And I think that's why it's hit me so hard.
Definitely things we take for granted.
Yeah, for sure.
Just driving home,
for sure, knowing
you're going home.
For sure. So I want to share a scripture with everybody that I actually got off of Pastor Ed, who shared a little quick video yesterday from the church, from CBC, and it's Psalms 34:17. The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Really great scripture. I wish that we could just talk on this the whole segment, but I know a lot of us are mourning and grieving for those that lost their children and their family members that were teachers. And, Brittany and I talked about this on how we were going to go about the segment. And I wanted to make sure, we both agreed, we wanted to make sure that we were going to acknowledge what happened. And we hope that everyone understands, but we figured, you know what, let's acknowledge it, talk on it, and let's also just get back to what we do on this podcast, which is just full of fun, energy, and the way I see it is that this could be the only thing positive that someone sees on their timeline today on social media. And so I figured, you know what, let's try to just continue to make everyone laugh, because, everyone's going to be mourning off of this situation that happened yesterday. And hopefully we can kind of shed some light and crack a smile, crack a laugh for those that are watching and tuning in. So I'd like to get back to that.
Yeah.
If you're okay with that too.
Absolutely, yeah.
But by no means,
to the subject.
Very sensitive. By no means are we over, writing what happened yesterday. But we definitely want to just...
Not at all.
We definitely want to just, get back to what we're doing and hopefully be able to just crack a smile and start someone's day off in a positive mindset. But by no means are we overlooking what happened yesterday, because we all, I believe, have been affected by it. And the best thing that we can do is just continue to pray for those that were directly affected, the parents, the children, the teachers, the school, the community. Uvalde is a small community of 20.
And our nation.
Yeah, and our nation. We're not going to get political on this topic, because I just don't believe that this is something to get political about. No. And so, with that being said, I say that we segue this into something fun, and let's just try to move on from it, and not move on, but at the same time, let's just try to hopefully make someone's day.
Yeah, let's do it.
Out of the minutes that we have left on this.
I love making people's day.
Cool.
We got to be the light.
I agree.
Be the light. I mean, look at all these lights around us.
Yeah, there's a lot of lights in here. There's a lot of lights in here. It's making my new gold chain blingy.
Gosh, I forgot my gold chain. I have a gold chain.
Yeah?
It is not. It's shiny, but it's like plastic.
Okay.
This isn't plastic.
No, this is...
Like, you'd have to take it off.
This ain't out of a 50-cent gumball machine, okay?
Yeah.
I didn't get this. Yes, my son's birthday party was at Andretti's this weekend, and no, I did not do that little what was it called? The little
the crane machine,
claw machine. Yeah, no, I did not play that. I promise you, this
Oh
is
my
real.
gosh.
You can bite it.
Good
You
morning,
can bite
Anna
it.
Sanchez.
You can bite it. You want to bite it?
No,
No?
dude. I
Don't
want
bite
the
I don't want it to smell.
have you seen the TikToker that takes the little tool around and is like, let me test it?
Oh,
Around
no.
like Las Vegas Strip. 'Cause
Really?
everybody's all like,
Ooh, and I'm going to
iced
Vegas
out.
hopefully this summer.
And he says, how much is your outfit? How much is this? And then they have this like bomb ass like watch on or something. He's like, hey, let me test it. And some of them come out, meh, 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 like it's all
Dude.
fake.
So I wonder if that's the same thing, because I saw something not too long ago. I think it was a reel or something where they were checking rings, like diamond rings that like
Yeah.
where wives like it was that's what it was, and I was like, oh my god, dude, oh my
I can't
god.
imagine. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
How
man.
embarrassing.
Oh, Stephanie said it would be great to see you guys rap with gold chains as an open monologue one day.
I was gonna bring my gold chain, and my dogs distracted me this morning. I was being late Labruta again this morning,
Oh
so I
my
forgot to
God.
grab it. And yeah, so
So-
we're gonna have to make a music video or something.
It's funny because I'm sporting this thing like
Yeah,
no other.
I know.
You know, it
It's
was a gift, and
bit
I'm
much.
excited about it. But no, you know, I was telling Brittany this morning that at the same time I was just like, dude, like when I put this thing on, I feel like I'm a thug.
With your backwards hat,
Yeah, I feel like I instantly earned some street credit when I put
street
this.
cred.
Yeah, like, you know, just
Yay.
doing my thing, and
Oh, man.
and it was funny because
Thug
we
life.
were joking right now, and before we started, and I was just
We
like,
should drop the song. It's the thuggish ruggish bone.
I mean, I was thinking of that song, I'm So Icy,
Gucci man.
Gucci Mane.
Gucci man.
Yeah,
Yep.
Gucci Mane.
Gucci man.
But no,
That's so
I
great.
was telling her right now, I was just like, man, you know, when I put this thing on, I feel like I get a little bit of street credit, you know, I get my inner thug from back in the day when I
Oh,
was,
gosh.
you know, a SAISD product, and
Product.
and and
Oh
you know,
my
and I you know, I was saying, I was like, man, sometimes I just wish that I wasn't so bubbly and outgoing,
Yeah.
to where I was more of an introvert, or I wish I could be more of an introvert, where someone would look at me that didn't know me and try to crack a joke with me, and I just give them that death stare where they would say, man,
Scared of you?
this dude looks like he can
Yeah.
just mess me up right now.
Not me. I mean, people look at me and they just like, oh, come here, I need a hug. And I'm like, I don't want to be touched right now, but let's go.
Oh man, no. I'm a hugger, but I'm one of
I'm a
those
super
awkward
hugger.
huggers. Like I'm a very like this is what I do.
Yeah.
Like, I look away.
I'm opposite. I'd say, so when I hug people,
Yeah, you
and
squeeze
they
me.
come in, I'm like, two hands,
Hey!
two hands,
Hey!
two hands. I need
Almost
two
touched
hand
my
hug.
boobie.
Yeah. But let's get into, I want to know why you started this podcast. So I think we
Ooh,
have
okay.
some viewers that
Yeah. That was
maybe
actually a lot
wanna
of
know.
feedback I got last time.
Yeah.
Was why did you start
So let's get
this?
into it. Why did we start this podcast?
Yeah. So that's a good question, because I did have a lot of confused people after the first
Yeah.
segment that were like, you didn't talk enough about real estate, or I thought it was going to be about real estate.
No, it's not going to be.
It's
about
actually
real
not going to
estate.
be about real estate.
Yeah.
As I turn my hat around and talk about first
Oh,
trip. No.
Lord.
But no, it's not going to be about real estate, guys. I mean, we will be talking on, you know, there will be some segments that are going to have real estate topics. Like, for instance, next week, we'll be talking more into that later on today. But yeah, honestly, part of the reason, or one of the biggest reasons that I wanted to do a podcast, I've been watching podcasts for years.
Yeah.
I'm very influenced by podcasts. And
I've never watched a podcast.
really, oh,
Yeah.
dude, that's almost every night.
I know.
Every night for me.
Yeah.
It's
never
my
watched
thing.
A podcast.
Like, I have turned into an introvert that prefers not to go out. I just chill and watch a podcast before I go to bed.
Yeah.
And you know, so part of my reasonings behind it is that I wanted to do a podcast where I can come from a place of vulnerability, transparency, and just you know, be authentic, right? You know, I have a problem I have a problem with being known for TMI, right? As we learned in the first segment of me talking about my
Exactly.
poop.
Yep.
But yeah, so I just wanted to touch on all aspects of everything, you know, whatever that week's topic may be that may be hitting the news outlets, you know, it's like, oh, I want to talk on that. And then also get our viewers, you know, feedback, and if it means starting a little debate, but also with the understanding that, hey, I'm not here to argue with you or piss you off. But maybe we can talk it out and see, you know, that's a big problem that we have
Yeah.
today.
And I feel like if you were to start a podcast on real estate, like Facebook already does enough of that
Yeah.
on everybody's stuff. stuff. Like you already read about all the stuff. So
Yeah.
why not talk about something different on a podcast than what everybody else is already talking about on Facebook?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
You know,
We should have like a 15 seconds of agree or disagree.
Fire.
Yeah.
15 seconds of fire
Like
or 15
a
minutes
list
of fire?
things, read it off, and then we both see agree or disagree.
Yeah, because we had a list on the first segment and we didn't read
We
anything
touch
off of
anything
it.
of it.
We just
Yeah.
were like, we just
Yeah.
squirrel the whole
Yeah.
time.
It's okay. It's all good.
But yeah,
I like that idea though. For me, I just like talking. You love talking. Oh my gosh. When I first met you, I was like, I've never met somebody that can over talk me. Like you talk a lot and I love to talk a lot. And I think that's why we get along so well.
yeah. I just get excited talking in general.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know. It's hard for me to stay quiet.
Dude, me too. I got so many folder marks in kindergarten
Yeah.
and for actually my whole elementary school life, I went home with at least I was an average like 2 folder mark a day person.
Yeah, same. Dude,
Like, I got the belt pulled out all the time.
my mom became good friends with the counselor at school.
Oh man.
With the principal. I mean, with everyone in the front office. Everyone knew me on a first name basis. You like that? Everyone knew me on a first name basis because of how often I got in trouble.
Arturo or like AJ?
Man, nah,
Were
actually,
you called
so I'll
that
say this.
in
I turned
middle
into
school?
AJ publicly, like going into middle school.
Oh yeah.
In elementary, I was known as Arturo.
Oh wow.
Arturo.
See,
But
that's a street name.
it is. It's because I got street credit, bro.
Yeah.
I got street cred. But no, yeah. So elementary, I was just the class clown. Go figure, right? I was the class clown. Elementary, middle school, high school. You know, it's funny because it's not funny, but it is funny that in high school, my Spanish teacher, I remember, you know, because it was like, oh, do you want to do 2 years of Spanish or French? And I'm like, well, I'm
French.
Hispanic and I don't even know Spanish, so let me do 2 years of Spanish. And
then
my
you still don't know anything.
I still don't know anything because,
Yeah.
well, check this out. My Spanish teacher only spoke Spanish.
Oh wow.
So the ability to understand and listen to her and understand what she was saying and trying to, you know, teach you was so hard for me because, dude, I could never forget. Like, I would always think about my grandma when she would talk because, like, my grandma had a hardcore accent and she would just be like, hi, mijo, and did you go to church today? And my mom would get so mad at me because I would just make fun of her. And I'm like, where?
Where?
She'd be like, church. And I'm like,
That's so
what's
funny.
church, grandma? Like, I have no idea what church is, as I was just saying Spanish. I would make fun of my grandma because I would say, oh, church. You mean church, grandma?
Church.
And she's like, ay, cabrón, and blah, blah, just go off on
my
me.
grandpa. I used to spend summers with my grandparents, and they're Spanish and English too, like mixed, but you still don't learn anything,
Yeah.
right? And my grandpa love chicken.
Yeah.
So there wasn't very many restaurants, and see how we get off
You
topic,
were totally off
totally off topic.
Totally off.
It's,
Squirrel.
It's fine. It's
Squirrel.
fine. But it's funny because my grandpa, just like your grandma, he would say, "Mia, let's get Church's chicken for
Church's chicken.
Church's chicken.
Church's chicken.
Church's chicken."
Oh my
for
gosh.
dinner, and I mean, I knew what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he said chicken.
Yeah. Chicken.
Church's chicken.
Church's chicken. That's literally how my grandma spoke. That's
Yeah.
how that was her
Yeah.
way. And rest in peace, grandma. But that was my grandma. She you know, my mom's mom. It's so funny, just that old school Hispanic mentality of, you know, the sons and the grandsons get away with everything.
Oh my gosh, my brother
I'm not a mama's
still
boy,
gets
by the way.
away with everything.
I'm not a mama's boy, but I have gone away with a lot more than the girls in the family have.
Oh, yeah.
Huh? Whew, there's a lot, dude. I have a ton of cousins, man.
I only know your sister.
I
your
think I'm the
sister.
loudest. I will say that I'm the loudest. So I'll give you an example. So a couple years ago when I got my first tattoo right here, you know.
Calm down.
No, I'm just saying, you know, because it goes all the way up here. So
all
I could have pulled it all the way.
this. With my
But when I
chain,
got
my
my first
gold chain.
tattoo, we're at the dinner table, me and my sister. I wonder if she's watching right now. But me, Melanie, and my mom were at the dinner table. We're eating, and you know, I was just like anxiously wanting to show my tattoo. And so Melanie was like, "Hey, mom, AJ got a tattoo." And she was like, "You better not have." And she looks at me and gives me that death look, right? Like
The one you always wanted.
Yes, it don't scare me no more. But but she gives
lied.
me the death look, and she goes, "You better not have." I was like, "I did, mom. You know, like we're in my house too. We're eating dinner at my house. I'm like, what are you really going to do? We're in my house, right? But I was just like, yeah, I did, Mom. You know, the next thing she did, she looks at Melanie. She goes, and excuse
you better
me.
not get one.
This is how we were raised. Okay. So I love my mom, but my mom looks at Melanie. She goes, you better not get a fucking tattoo.
I knew it.
And she starts going off on Melanie. And
I knew it.
Melanie's like, why the hell are you yelling at me for?
He's the one that got a tattoo.
Yes. It was so funny, but that's how it's always been, you know, like, it's
stay on topic.
Yeah, stay on topic. So let me get back to why.
To the podcast.
Yeah, let me talk about the 2 years of Spanish that I took. I never learned a thing, and my Spanish teacher told me, like within weeks into the first year, she said, "Don't come to." This is the one thing that I understood in English from her. She goes, "Don't come to the class, and I'll pass you, because you're a disruption to the class."
Oh my gosh.
And I just rather you not be here. Whew. And of course, I'm like, okay. And so it was the first class after lunch, so I just took an extended lunch. Sometimes I wouldn't go back. I don't know. It was a crapshoot. But yeah.
Back to why we started the podcast.
Yeah, back to why.
I keep saying we started the podcast.
I know how you are.
No, I think it's great. So
yeah.
So going into starting the podcast, right, we also talked about wanting to talk about time management. And we touched on it like a little bit about how we put more things on our plate, right? And we're in charge of what we're putting on our plate.
Yeah, that wasn't a fart.
What made you have time to do a podcast now while starting a whole brokerage? I mean, by the way, shout out to everybody who came to the First Choice Realty.
Oh my gosh,
opening.
Yeah, we're gonna talk on that too.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know y'all really came
Even
to
though
hear me
Saul
DJ.
wasn't there, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna come, bro. I'm gonna come.
They really came to hear me DJ, I think.
They did. Once I had mentioned or announced that Brittany was gonna be DJing, it was like, oh man, you saw all the going notifications.
There's a line.
Yeah. So
No, but yeah, so going into time management and putting this on your plate, like
there's so many moving parts right now.
There is so many moving parts, but like
property management company we started with now.
There's a lot of things. So then how do you pick and choose what you have time for in a day? I think in any business, like how do, like, even our viewers, like, how are some of the things what do you start off your day with? Let's start there.
You really want to start there?
No, I already know what you start your day with.
You really want to start there?
Scratch that. So after you get through your movements,
my morning glory,
your morning bowel movements, let's move past that.
Yeah.
We all know that. But like, so for me, when I wake up, it's very hard. And, you know, this is about being vulnerable, right? Yeah. So I'm a snooze button hitter.
Dude, okay.
I'm a snooze button hitter.
I'm not.
I am.
Yeah.
So it goes off and I hit the snooze. But why I do that is because sometimes I'll have bad dreams and I want to wake up from them, and I don't want to start my day by getting up out of bed right away from a bad dream.
Yeah.
So I'll hit the snooze, and then I'll be like, my body will wake up.
Yeah.
And then I'll cuddle my dogs, and then I'm ready to get up.
Interesting. Okay.
But I start my day off with prayer first.
You're good about that,
and
I will admit.
I am. But my aunt recently has been sending me every morning a morning prayer, because, and then I have the devotional books. I used to send you, we've gotten off track with that.
I know, we have.
But for me, it's about like thanking God for my feet being on the floor first and the bed that I'm laying in at the moment. You know, like without that start of the day, then my day will not go correctly. Yeah. But I will be honest, there is some days that I forget. Yeah. And it's because I have other things going on. Yeah. Or my mind, like the meme as an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get this done yesterday, so I got to do this, this, and this. But then it comes back to time management. So how do you not do that?
You know, the one thing I'll say is that when I first look at my phone, my first goal is to get back to the calls or the text messages that I didn't respond to after 8 p.m. the previous night. So that is my first goal, is to get back, because I'm really good about cutting off work at a certain time so that I can decompress.
Right.
You know, so I focus on those first, right? So that way I'm not pissing off anybody if I'm not getting back to them, you know, first thing in the morning, even though they sent me a text or call late at night. But no, you're right. I mean, the reason why we're doing this podcast on a Wednesday is it's the easiest day for me out of the week. I'd better not jinx myself, but it tends to be the most steady day out of the week. My Mondays, my Thursdays, and my Fridays are usually the busiest, especially Mondays.
Yeah.
There's a ton of fires that I'm typically putting out on Mondays with the agents.
After the weekend.
Yeah, it's after the weekend. We have our training and meeting on Mondays. We also have our leadership meeting on Mondays. So there's so many meetings going on Mondays.
I love Mondays.
They're fun. Oh, I love them. I love them. I think any entrepreneur will agree that Monday is just another day for us.
It is.
It is. 'Cause
Monday is just another day.
You know, that's the part we joke about, and I feel bad for a bunch of my friends that are maybe watching that are on salary and hourly pay. They dread Mondays because they're like, oh, it's the beginning of the week.
In and out.
It's just another day for us, you know? So we kind of get, used to that. Yeah, the weekend too. I don't look, I shouldn't say I don't look forward, but the weekend, when the weekend's approaching, a lot of people, those hourly paid people are like, oh, it's the weekend. And I'm like, I got to work on Saturday most likely. But yeah, it's just another day, Yeah.
In our house, Katie has like a Tuesday and a Friday off, or a Monday and a Tuesday off. Like, there's no weekends really. Yeah. Like, it's just every day's a same day.
Every day's a hustle.
Every day's a hustle.
Yeah. So I chose Wednesdays for the podcast because it is typically the easiest day for me. But then I also chose 7 a.m. on Wednesdays because I wanted to make sure that we were targeting a specific audience. And comment on here. Please like and share. Like and share this page if you're watching on YouTube. Like and share and subscribe. But I want to ask the audience to go ahead and chime in on this.
What do you do to start your morning?
Yeah. Am I catching y'all right now getting ready for work? Or on your way to work, or getting situated at work? Those are the people that I was intentionally trying to target, was those people getting ready.
Also, what I think is cool about 7 a.m., it's making me get going.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember the last time I wake up.
Oh, dude, I'm waking up at 5 a.m. That's not my thing.
No,
I only do it on Wednesday morning. But
it's 5:07 for me, and then I snooze, and then I get started for this Wednesday. But I really like it. I forgot what I was going to say.
Dude, I think we were just talking about like the idea of our daily schedule, right? So yes, I tend to get back to people first thing in the morning. Then I get ready, brush my teeth. Sometimes I'll be honest, I get back to people while I'm on the toilet, but at the same time, that's when some of my brightest ideas come to flourish, and so then, so then I get in the office. I get in the office. We start with, what fires do we got to put out? So that time it's fire put out time. Then it's typically getting ready for a meeting or a training. So things like that is what I'll focus on. And then, like I said, I try to be done with 5 o'clock or leave the office by 5 o'clock every day so that I can then go do my hobby, which is going to the gym, seeing my kids. I got my kids now doing CrossFit.
Really?
Yes, dude. Audrina Ambrio, yesterday was their first day.
In her bow tie?
I wish I could have took a picture of this, but we're working out at the same time. But Brielle, at the end of their workout, they do like a run and then they walk. Mm-hmm. And tell me why Brielle was the only one walking back while all the kids were running back. Brielle was walking back. I was like, what are you doing? She's like, bro, I'm tired.
Yeah, she's my spirit
animal, my youngest, my 9-year-old Brielle, she'll call me bro. She'll be like, bruh. I'm tired, bro.
You need that shirt.
Yeah.
Dad, daddy, bruh.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just my thing. I like to, just go work out afterwards and decompress. That's my way of decompressing from the day.
Yeah. So for me, I don't know. My schedule is really all over the place. And like last year, man, I was disciplined, dedicated. This year, I've really kind of fallen off the wagon.
Dude, I think we both have.
Yeah, and I think it's just from being overwhelmed, but it's all about like transitioning your brain back to clicking in. Like I see my memories on Facebook or on Snapchat, right? Yeah. And it makes me think like I'm not there. Like where am I falling off? And for me, it's gonna be like I have a following, like I have leads coming in work-wise. It's great, but it's about when you get too comfortable in your success, right? And not being comfortable and where you have to adjust in your daily routine, right? So for me, I've fallen off. Like I said, there's days where I'll forget to do my daily devotional or it's so cute because in the mornings too, sometimes like I'll take the dog's paws and I'll pray with them too.
Aw.
It's the cutest because they let me. They just sit on the bed watching me get ready, and I'll take their little pause, and I'm like, today we pray for beans and brisket to not mess up the house. Like, it's so funny.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, but I think spiritually, if I have get that back on track the way I was, then everything else will fall into place instead of just chasing after leads or why are these realtors not sending me anything?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, my mentality can easily switch to that, right?
Yeah.
But I think if we focus on the other things like our family and our balance that's happening at home, then things will shift back into place naturally.
Yeah. I agree with that.
So,
no, I agree with that.
Yeah.
And an accountability partner.
That's
very big. That's very important. Like Brittany had mentioned a bit ago, we've kind of fallen off, but we've been each other's accountability partner. I'll be honest, she's been better than I have in the past with holding me accountable. And so finding an accountability partner,
that
also
isn't afraid to be truthful with you and tell you where you're falling off.
Yes. But I will say this, the most important thing with starting your day is making sure you're starting with the right mindset.
Yes.
So I don't accept any negativity in the morning.
Right.
None. No negativity.
Guard your inside, your heart, so that your outside is protected when you leave.
Yes. Yes. So that's a big thing for me. I'll listen to motivational, videos or podcasts as I'm getting ready for work, just to kind of set the tone for me. And then I'll tend to share like motivational stuff in my private Facebook group for my brokerage for the agents to kind of set the tone for them too. And so that's one thing I am really big on is that. So yeah.
There's one of my friends, Laura Campbell. She's watching, I believe, or was watching earlier. But she works for T. Blackwell, right?
Oh,
and every now
I love her.
I love her too. She's
she's awesome.
So great.
Yeah.
Talk about a good mindset and a positive mindset.
She is.
I wonder if she ever has a rough day.
Oh, I'm sure she does.
Yeah,
We're all human.
right?
Yeah.
I love her.
Probably not right now. I just saw that she was out hiking last week with her family. And I'm just like, oh, I'm so jealous. I need a hiking trip soon.
She's so freaking great. But like Laura Campbell will randomly text me and say, hey, sis, how can I pray for you today? And I'm like, man, that's
You've
so
done that
good.
with me.
Yeah. And so she got me in the mindset of, I want to do this for people because this is making me feel like I'm serving somebody else. Like, who gets asked randomly, hey, how can I pray for you today? Instead of, hey, how's your business? Hey, how can I earn your business today? Like, put that to the side, that will come. But how can I
add value to you?
How can I add value to you? How can I pray for you?
That's the same thing of like
What's
how.
up, Sholay? Congrats on the baby. She is beautiful.
Congrats, bro. Congrats.
I'm so glad she got her mama's
I
looks.
love the stuff that he shares on his social media.
He's good.
Dude, I love the stuff that he shares on his social media.
Imagine him in this seat.
Oh, we got to get him on here. Now that you say that, we got to get him on here. But no, that's why I always end the segment with saying make an impact in someone's life today.
Yeah.
Because it's true. I feel like it's a duty of mine to make sure that I'm making an impact in someone's life every single day, regardless of what it may be about. Advice, problem solving, whatever, business or not business related. I do try to find a way to add value in every single conversation, especially when I'm on the phone with someone, whether it's one of the agents, a client, a business partner, whatever it may be. I'm listening and I'm trying to find a way of how can I insert some value in this conversation before we end the conversation.
Right.
And so, that's a really big thing that I try to hyperly focus on.
Were you always like that?
No. No.
Straight no.
So I was meeting with Jason the other day, and Jason with Apex. Yes.
That's my guy.
We finally had an opportunity to sit down and talk, and he had asked me, he's like, pretty much the same question, like, have you always been this way? And I was like, nah, bro. Like, honestly, it started when I found my faith about 5 years ago, and I started going to church, and the, just everything that's transpired for me, and that has, the opportunities that have opened up for me, the struggles that I've gone through in my personal life as well with some of the people that I've lost. I told him, I was like, if it wasn't for my faith, I feel confident in saying, man, that I don't know if I'd be here today.
Yeah. It's almost like, why be successful? Why get all this glory and not honor it back, give it back to somebody else? Like, why not share those things?
Yeah.
Like, what's the whole point of doing it just for yourself?
For sure.
To hold it onto yourself.
One of my new agents in the brokerage, she was scolding me yesterday. She was like, you got these contracts going on right now for your personal business, and you don't even post about them. So I posted one yesterday.
Yeah.
But I told her, I was like, it's not about me anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like those days are over for me. I want them to be over for me. I don't want any awards. I definitely wouldn't qualify for any awards because I'm not focusing on my personal production and sales anymore in real estate. I'm focusing on my agents. I rather showcase them. I rather highlight them, you know, and I don't need the spotlight anymore. All those awards that I've gotten over the years, like I'm done with it. I'm good with it. I'm at peace with not being recognized for anything like that anymore. I find a joy out of recognizing my agents that are prospering in the business and seeing the awards that they get or seeing the money that they make. Like, oh my gosh, dude, I had Jackie, my office manager, pull some numbers for me last week, and we have a few agents that are at a 6-figure income already just for this year alone, and it's just like, dude, I love that, you know? So yeah, that's the stuff that excites me.
Yeah,
that's the stuff
it
that
sounds
excites me.
like just like Jason and Jose, my leaders.
Yeah.
And I used to say bosses, but they're really like.
I hate being called a boss.
They don't.
When
like
the agents say that, they're like, "Oh yes, boss." I'm like, Ana Sanchez. I know she's listening. We're gonna have her on the podcast next week, but she's always referring to me as boss, and I'm like, I'm not. Don't call me that. I'm a partner. I'm your partner.
Yeah, I always call them like. I don't work for them. I work with them.
With them, yes.
You know, like it's such a big difference to me because I never had that. I had so many bosses. I had so many managers, but like working for them, it's like they love seeing us succeed.
Yeah.
Like the sales reps, you know, the people out there like hustling.
For sure.
And then like Jason is old school. Like he writes checks still every Friday.
Dude, Jason's amazing. He writes
checks, and I think. Yes, there's probably an easier way. It's 2022, but for him, I think it's a joy seeing him like making this out to Brittany Liberta or Rosemary Gomez, like, and writing this check, you know, and handing it. You know, like it's for him, like he loves seeing that. Like Jose too. Like Jose is out there. He just went to your house. Yeah,
he was at my house yesterday.
Like, he's out there doing services and installs, right? And he'll get leads and he'll pass them to us. Like, hey, go run this. Like, let's go. Yeah. You know, it's not about them anymore.
So, you know, I can't remember who I was saying it around yesterday, but one of the agents was asking me about buyers, like what I do with these situations. And I'm like, I don't really work with buyers anymore. But I don't say that as one of those realtors that's like, oh, I don't work with buyers.
I don't work with buyers. I'm a listing agent.
That's not my intentions at all. The only time
seller's market.
Yeah, no, the only time I work with buyers is if it's a seller that I help sell their home in my neighborhood or a family and they want to stick with me. Yes, but I am not targeting buyers because I don't have time for them, more so because I'm in the office training with my agents and considering the type of market that we're in right now, I would be a disadvantage to buyers. So I'm literally telling you right now, I would be a disadvantage to you if you're a buyer saying, I want to work with AJ Reygadas because I don't have the time to drop what I'm doing to get out there and show you that home before they have a bidding war by noon and whatever it may be. So my passion, my joy, my excitement, my love, my heart is in training my agents. That is where I feel.
So here's another topic on time management then and how you're going to balance all this is how many agents now are you at?
47.
So then when is
46.
Too much for you to handle all the training by yourself?
Yeah.
Right now, actually, I don't think you handle it all by yourself.
No.
Like every week you have somebody different in training on a Monday or giving a class on this or a class on that, right? I mean, because I've gone in and done a water class but when is it going to be overwhelming for you
to
have so many agents that you're not able to personally give the attention to that new agent?
Yeah.
I'm a brand new agent. Hey, what do I do? How do I print my flyers?
Yeah. So
like, do you have time for that?
No, not at all. Not at all. And that's you know that's part of the leadership committee, or shouldn't call it a committee, but we have a leadership group in the brokerage, and that's part of what I rely on them for. That's also part of, you know, I kind of got grilled out by my leadership group not too long ago. Was it last Monday? I don't know if I mentioned it in the last podcast, but last Monday I had a leadership meeting, a few of our leaders in this meeting before our actual training with the brokerage, and man, it got heated. It got heated. It got intense. Voices were raised. One of my leaders in the brokerage, she came to tears, which she was sharing her frustrations with me. And the one thing that I'll say that I'm just so fortunate for, that I've been blessed with the ability to receive constructive criticism. Right. It's the same thing about all the people that I reached out to or that reached out to me after our first podcast that were like, oh, it was so good. I was like, no, but be honest. Give me some constructive criticism. What could I be doing better? Right. And so so we had this meeting, and I actually have them on here. I was taking a bunch of notes. It was a full page of notes of what they were chewing me out about.
Yeah.
Right. And they were all really good points. And so I told him, I was like, you're right. We'll work on that. We're right. We'll fix that. We need to come up with a solution for that. And one thing I will say is in the conversation, yes, it got heated, but I'll never disrespect anybody, right? I'll never curse at someone in a heated argument. Like, I'll never do that.
Like, you'll never flip tables.
Oh yeah, no. Maybe in my head I'll flip tables, but there were some really good points that they were bringing up, and we were just all having like a powwow. But at the end, it ended really well. The meeting ended really well. And I asked everyone in the meeting, I go, let me ask you something. I go, yes, I'll admit, my biggest problem is I'm saying yes to everybody for everything, which is what we're talking about. Yeah. I'm a yes man. And I'm putting too much on my plate to where things are starting to slip off the plate.
Right.
And then it's like...
Or you can't finish what's on your plate.
Yes. Ooh. And though this is a blessing as much as it's a curse, but my agents, I've allowed them to hold me to such a high standard of expectation where one little slip up, it's like, bro, what's up with this? You know? Yeah. And it's like, oh man. So at the end of the meeting, I go, look, yes, I'm learning. We're all learning as we're growing. This is a new position for me as well. You know, I've always managed a team of 3 to 5 agents. Now we're talking about 46 agents.
Right. Yeah.
Like we're growing, and I go, I'm going to make mistakes.
Absolutely.
I'm going to make mistakes. But let me ask all of you right now, do any of y'all feel that I would ever make a decision or a mistake with the wrong intentions?
No.
And they all said no.
Yeah.
And that's the part that means the most to me. Grill me, chew me out. Let's fix what I need to fix. But just know my intentions are in the right place.
I thought you were going to bring this up with our meeting with Matt. Dang, you're blasting everybody.
Well, I'm not saying names. Moses just kind of exposed himself. You know what I love about Moses? He's my right-hand man in the brokerage. And he plays a big role in the success that we're having in our growth as a brokerage.
Yeah, and Jose says, delegation and organization, 2 giant keys to individual success as well as overall success, which is absolutely. And I think that's what, going into Moses, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what helps you because you have Moses and even Haley. I mean, and they're your OGs.
Yeah, they're my OGs.
They are with you. Like, if I have something about like your security system, right, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm going to go to Moses, right? Because he's more on this side of things or handles these types of things for you.
Yeah. It's very true. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like we're working on this hierarchy where we're identifying who's who to handle what situations. And at the end of the day, all I want to be focusing on is training, recruiting, and handling like fires, right? Problem solving.
And you really don't have to focus on recruiting. It's kind of
we're not even recruiting, bro.
You're not even recruiting.
Like, we're not even recruiting.
I just wanted to put that out there.
Because I've had a few brokerages that have reached out.
People can come in, start on time, end on time.
Yeah,
Moses says.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest flaws: starting on time and ending on time.
Yeah, but I think it's okay. I mean,
yeah.
I'll say it's okay.
Late Labruta. Late Labruta. No, but yeah, and it's growing pains, right? We're growing pains.
Trial and error.
And the biggest thing I can take away from some of those meetings that we have, because like I said, they get heated. Even me and Moses have gotten heated conversations before, but then we'll hang out afterwards and we're over it.
Yeah.
It's because you know what?
Twin Peaks,
at the end of the day, what I admire the most about these concerns that tend to get raised is it's all for the better good of the brokerage.
Right.
And that's one thing I've been able to identify now is like, damn, like they actually want our brokerage to succeed and grow. And they feel bought into this where now they have almost like how should I say, like they have something where it's like, dude, like we just want us to be the best version that we can be as a company.
Oh, absolutely.
So
the best
I love
version. That. Yep.
I think that's what's special about us, honestly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's talk real quick about our grand opening last week.
Dude,
oh my
it was
God.
so much fun.
Oh my gosh.
It was so much fun.
That was amazing.
What I love the most about the grand opening scene, I mean, it was because I was helping set up, right? And like nobody was there.
Yeah.
You had like 3 tables.
No,
and
dude, that's not true.
There was 3 little tables and then like 4 standing tables, right? And I was like, oh, this is going to be super cute. Like we're going to have
5
people.
tables.
Okay, 1 off, right? I'll ask for your constructive criticism after this. Okay. No, but I think what blew my mind the most, right, was, yes, the amount of people was amazing. I think there was 117 sign-ins.
Dude, that's just the people that signed in. There was people getting tickets for drinks that didn't sign in.
You know how people are at real estate mixtures, like, no, I don't want them to call me. I don't want them to email me. I don't want them to ask for leads.
I don't want them to call me. I just want to show up for the free food and drinks.
I just want to go hear a little beat, right?
Yeah.
No, but what I thought was cool was like seeing, and if you actually like did a full view of it or looked back at some of the footage, like there was probably 7 different loan companies.
Oh, dude, yeah, I counted so many.
Companies. There was
so many.
Like different insurance companies, different brokerages. I mean, like Redbird agents were there, real agents were there,
KW agents,
EXP. Everybody was there, and all in support of just the brokerage, right? And you and your growth and the things that you do and being a light in this world, and to see the real estate community come together like that with an open mind was great. And was there recruiting going on? No. Was there bragging going on?
Nope.
No. It was just literally giving back and serving and saying thank you to everybody that was out there that you've come in contact with,
for sure.
To now have this amazing brokerage that you just started.
Yeah.
So, shout out to everybody that came out.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
You missed out, but it's okay.
Yeah.
So
it's okay.
Fine.
It's okay. I know I'm guilty of not going to others' events as well. So
but we talked about
I was nervous about that. I was like, man, I don't know if anyone's going to show up because I have a bad habit of not going to other events.
It's not that you don't like to, though. It's just you have different priorities now. And it's about being disciplined in what is good for you and what is not good for you.
Yeah.
Which is what creates the best version
Moses
of
gets
you,
on my
right?
ass all the time. Bro, you need to be going to these events, bro.
He goes to all of them for
me. He goes to all of them
it's
for
all
me.
good.
He's like, you need to be going, man. They're asking for you and blah, blah, blah. And we need to be, building relationships for the brokerage. And then, so I don't know, man. Look at that. That's amazing.
Oh, wow.
That's not even all of our agents.
That's not.
I think there's a good 10 something agents missing in that, but dang. I love it. I love it because
I was squatting real low.
The whole brokerage that was there, all the agents that were there were bought into just helping out.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, the cleanup crew, like we had
restrooms.
Oh my God.
Shout out to Linda.
Linda and Jackie. Linda and Jackie, Maria Thatcher, who else? Marie Ramirez. Oh gosh, I don't want to miss anybody, but we had so many people that were just helping out with just making sure before we left we cleaned up the shop. You know,
it was great.
So it was cool. It was a good experience.
Throwing ice on the flowers.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh yeah. But the one thing I want to say is that I was talking yesterday to the brokerage about in our meeting and training was that the biggest takeaway that I took was that I've never been to a real estate function except a formal award function, but I've never been to a real estate function where there's so many different mortgage companies there where all I could think is, man, they see the value in our brokerage where they want a piece of the pie.
Right.
And I love that because that's important to me.
None of them were asking like,
oh, no.
hey, what do I got to do to get your business?
No. Well, don't get me wrong. They weren't asking that, but everyone was coming to me of how do we do training? How do we come and talk in front of your agents? And I was just telling everyone, get with Jackie. Get with Jackie because Jackie handles our calendar.
Yep.
Get with Jackie. So if you tell me, I'm like, oh yeah, let's do it, bro.
Going back
let's
to
do
delegation.
It. And then I have 2 different people show up to do training on the same day that do the same type of business, and I'm just like, I've been guilty of that in the past.
No, it's because you want to say yes. Yes.
Like,
you can come, and then you forget about some of the things you have in place for your brokerage, right? But I think it was amazing.
It was amazing.
Really fun.
So just so y'all know, I want to touch on this. So just so y'all know, next Friday, June 3rd, we're actually having First Choice Fridays. Okay, but this is family oriented. This isn't party atmosphere. This isn't alcohol. This is family oriented. We want you to bring your kids. We want you to bring your dogs. We're thinking about doing like some type of cutest dog contest. I will say that
I'm gonna win.
I will say that we're gonna have a concession where everything's $1. Right? And 100% of the proceeds that were raised, we're going to give to the Humane Society. I think we should push that one to July, though, because we're going to do it First Choice Friday, the first Friday in June, and then the first Friday in July. But I think now, considering everything that's happened yesterday,
Yeah.
I want to find a way of all the proceeds that we raise
To go to
towards Uvalde's,
Uvalde.
to that school, to the
that's
parents, whatever it needs to be. And this isn't a guilt trip, guys. I just think it's the right thing to do. If we're going to raise some money, let's give it back to this community
who
that
needs it right
really
now.
deserves it right now and needs it right now. It's the least that we can do. And so,
They're also in need of blood. So
yes, blood.
Go
blood.
donate.
They need
Go
blood right now.
donate.
So go donate blood. But please, guys, if y'all can make it next Friday, June 3rd, it starts at 7:30 in the parking lot of our office. We're gonna have movie night. So we're gonna have my 20-foot inflatable movie screen. And with the projector playing, I don't know what movie yet, but it's family oriented. Bring your lawn chairs, bring your dogs, bring your kids. And we're going to have, like I said, a concession. We're going to have a moon bounce. What do they call them? Moonwalk? House
Moonwalk.
bounce? Whatever.
Moon bounce.
Moon bounce. Yeah, we're going to have one of those. A snow cone machine, popcorn machine, like all of it. So,
Yeah,
yes,
concessions,
please join us next
All
Friday, June 3rd.
proceeds We'll send off.
Yeah, it's going to
Yeah.
be fun. I'm excited about that. Yes, follow. Yes, thank you, Saulo. Oh my God. So just so y'all know, because I get a ton of compliments from people that are like, bro, your podcast is like legit.
Are you following
And I'm
the
like,
official
dude,
podcast page?
y'all
There we
need
go.
to reach out. If y'all are
Follow it.
interested in podcasts, y'all need to reach out to my boy
Follow.
Saulo, because this dude, I mean, look at this professionalism. Like, there's no way I'd be able to pull this off.
And
so,
we
yeah.
look really good on
Oh, dude,
camera.
I look gangsta. Look at me. I look gangsta. So, anyways, but yes, yeah, follow the podcast page.
podcast page.
Like and share,
YouTube,
subscribe on YouTube.
subscribe.
Like, let's grow this baby.
Facebook, Instagram.
And the comments as well.
Comments.
Comment. Just say,
Comment.
just give me the alphabets. If you want to just start commenting the alphabets, let's get it going.
FYP hashtag.
Yeah,
like the
for your
TikTokers.
page. Let's do it, y'all. But we're gonna wrap this up. I
Yeah.
want to end with a couple things. So First Choice Friday, June 3rd, next Friday. It starts at 7:30. Please come join us. Everyone's invited. It's for the community, but please bring your kids, bring your family, everybody. Everyone's invited. Okay. So I want to talk about next week's podcast.
Man, it's gonna be really good.
Dude.
It's gonna be good.
Dude, I'm excited. Okay,
I'm
so next
excited.
week's podcast, I want y'all to know, next
Powerhouse.
Wednesday at 7 a.m. So I am going to have 3 women on this podcast that are all successful realtors and brokers, okay?
Man.
They are single moms, truthfully 24/7
no
single
baby
moms.
daddy help.
No help from their, and I'm not trying to put that mess, any
Yeah.
mess out there, but truthfully, they are single
Single
moms that are
24
solely
hours.
responsible for the care of their children, getting it done and crushing it in this business, 6-figure earners.
Yeah.
Man, I'm excited about that. So we're going to have Ana Sanchez, who's one of our agents, and then broker Lupe Moreno. She's going to be on here. And then Whitney Robinson with EXP. Like, I'm excited about these ladies.
And
It's a
I
powerhouse.
love seeing their posts about their kids.
They got some amazing stories too.
Yeah,
Amazing
the
stories.
stories, their
All 3 of them have
kids.
shared their stories with me in the
Man.
past.
Yeah.
So
it's,
I'm excited. Y'all make sure that y'all like, follow, comment, subscribe, because y'all aren't going to want to miss that one, just like you didn't want to miss this one with my BFF, DJ Lil B, Squiggy B.
Squiggy B.
I'm always making up names.
Squiggy.
But all right,
Chicken
y'all.
nugget.
We're going to cap this off and end it. Considering everything that's happened, all we can continue to do is pray right now. Pray for
Pray.
those that were directly affected, the parents.
Donate blood.
Hug your kids. Love on your kids. Embrace those moments. Donate some blood. And,
Be a light.
Let's just be a light in someone's life. Go make an impact in someone's life today.
And be kind to one
Be
another.
kind. Yes.
Talk about Jesus,
Talk about Jesus. Don't be afraid to talk about Jesus.
especially with your kids.
Yes. I love y'all. Have a good one. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see y'all next Wednesday. Have a good one, y'all.
Bye.